Yankees in the Bronx. 2:05 Central Time first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts at 1:30 right here on Madison's new home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Freddie Peralta gets the start on the mound for the Crew today on opening day, opposing Carlos Rodon of the New York Yankees. Second straight year the Brewers opened the season in New York, last year with the Mets, this year with the Yankees. If you want to watch today's game, it is nationally televised on ESPN exclusively. Joe Buck has the play-by-play call. Brewers TV analyst Bill Schroeder joins Yankees TV analyst Joe Girardi in the booth along with Joe Buck on ESPN and on the ESPN app. Brewers-Yankees, opening day, first pitch, 2:05 this afternoon. Special early edition of Jim, Matt, and Molly getting you set for Brewers-Yankees. Starts in 1 minute. Don't go anywhere.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Major League Baseball's opening weekend on ESPN Radio. The defending NL Central champion Milwaukee Brewers begin the season in the Bronx against Aaron Judge and the defending American League champion New York Yankees.
I'm looking forward to being back here. It's time to roll.
Look out, Aaron Judge.
It's opening weekend. The Brewers at the Yankees.
Today on Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, your new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied. Pitch. Fly ball deep right. Back. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the pitch. Hit in the air to left and deep. Get up. Get up. Get out of here. Gone for Jackson Chorio. I peed my pants.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
Don't adjust your radio dials. It is a special edition of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are live in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
We are thrilled to have Molly Brown back with us in the Everlight Solar Studio. Matt and I did an old Rutledge and Hamilton show yesterday. We had a lot of fun. You can listen back Wisconsin, the Man, Apple, Spotify, and those great places. We told you multiple times yesterday that we are on 12 to 1:30 as we are the lead in the opening act for the debut of regular season baseball, regular season Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison. We are now officially the home, the Madison home of Brewers baseball, and we are thrilled to be leading up to the Brewers taking on the New York Yankees right here on ESPN Madison. So we got you for the next hour and a half. And if you go to the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, you'll see all of us decked out in our team's gear. By our teams, you have Matt in a very 90s-looking Brewers outfit there, which looks good.
Classic, like M with the wheat underneath.
Yes.
Whose name is it?
To be exact, this is a 2018 Brewers jersey.
Okay.
But that looks like that.
Okay.
It does look like, and maybe they brought back the 90s style, because that looks like something I would see like Jeff Cirillo wear back in the day. Like that.
Didn't they have the? When did they switch from the MB ball glove to the?
Well, let's be fair.
wheat?
The M and the B is the true classic Brewers
but
one.
They switched off it for
that was like in
15 years.
Yeah, that was in the 90s. They switched from the MB to more of a look like
in the
this.
90s, right?
Yes, it's kind of like the Bucks did the same thing. And honestly, we're talking uniforms for a second. The Bucks and the Brewers should still just go back to the original. The Bucks
the new
with
Bucks isn't that bad.
It's not bad.
I do
but
like it.
The green and the white with the bango, like it was just unique.
Right.
And what happens is you took something that was unique and you kind of homogenized it to be a look that looks good, but it's not as different and
it's not as cool as Bango for
right.
sure.
And then also you had the M and the B for the Brewers.
Right. I mean the
M and the B for Molly Brown.
For Molly Brown.
Yeah.
The ball glove is
savage. So good.
It's a top 10 logo in sports.
Yes.
Not
Absolutely,
just like
yeah.
baseball.
Yes.
It might be a top 3 in
and
baseball.
they had the pinstripes too, and then
Right.
obviously when I say the M and the B, we mean the glove because it made the M and the B. But Molly, you should definitely get yourself a hat, a Brewers hat with the glove for the M and the B.
I really should. See. It's funny because the stuff that I have is like that old school like wheat
And with the
whatever.
wheat, yeah.
Because I was choosing which shirt I should wear today, and one of them was the wheat one, and then one is like the little grill that they did a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose the grill because it's a little bit nicer, fancier.
This for sure is like the M was like one of the worst transitions of logos in sports.
They also used to have the barrel guy too, which was great. The Barrelman logo in the 1970s too. That was good as well.
I mean, that was maybe I'm just a hater. The M and the wheat. I know I'm repping it right now. My least favorite Brewers alternate of all time.
The one that you're wearing?
Yes.
So in 1978, the ball and glove logo that formed the M and the B, that's when that rolled out. So they rolled it with that for a while there, and I'm just trying to look for – I have like a history here, shout out to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, of when they made some changes here. God, they had the pinstripes with it too, and they kind of had a baby blue logo as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like that really was an iconic look for the Milwaukee Brewers, and it wasn't their original look. The Barrelman was part of it. They had kind of more almost like a Milwaukee Braves M on their helmet as well, or on their hats. It was like a yellow one. And I'm trying to see exactly when they switched. So then they went to a cross bat logo, which
I don't like that.
That was from the mid-'90s. And that was kind of similar color scheme to what you're going on with the Brewers, with the wheat. That's kind of the history of the Milwaukee Brewers with that logo as I continue to scroll through here to when they kind of switched away from the – there we go. So the wheat was 2000. So
That tracks.
Yeah.
Early 2000s feel like it was a bad time for fashion all around.
Yeah.
There was
So
really
it's
no
20
redeeming
years?
qualities.
So it's 20 years of the M and
yeah, it was 20
roughly?
years. Yeah. It's solid. Like, it's fine. But
it's
fine.
when you had greatness and you just decided to be fine for 20 years, just makes no sense.
Fair. These colors are the GOAT colors, though, that they have, right?
Yeah.
Like, which I've said it before that I like the Marquette colors, and these are exactly the Marquette colors.
Baby blue and yellow.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm not the biggest Brewers fan, but their colors, out of all my fandom teams, are probably the best ones for me. Like, I love the light blue. I don't look good in the cardinal red.
You're such a summer.
Such a summer. I don't look good in the cardinal red. I don't look good in green and gold because those colors, I don't know if they look good on anybody. But
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I love the Green Bay Packers.
Look
but the
good on
colors,
Jordan Love.
No, it's just
Apparently they
it's
like
ugly
green
ass
and
uniform. You can just own that. It's fine.
Oh,
but like,
I will
like
never.
the full
I
white
am not
uniforms are the
conceding
best
that
uniforms
ever.
for the Packers.
Get out of here.
Or the color rush, the all green with like the little bit of yellow.
those
So
two are the
good.
best ones. I mean,
Yes.
the green and yellow again looks like basic Crayola crayon. It's just ugly.
Get out of here.
But
Let's
the all
talk
white
Brewers.
and the all white and the all green is legit. Yours is just like
I'm not listening to this
I would look better in
blasphemy
Chicago
anymore.
Bears colors.
objectively, I would imagine the Packers score pretty low with their traditional green and white.
Yes.
As far as like if you were rating fashion throughout the NFL.
Yeah, but you're not going green and white. You're going the green and yellow.
Green and yellow. I'm sorry, but like that's not a color people like.
Oh, get out of here.
It's
That's
not.
what-
There's no way.
it's
I mean,
not.
that's
Royalty.
the gold standard. Everyone else is just trying to
You're in Wisconsin. I'm not even saying the Bears are it, but like I would imagine that if you just went to another country and said no ties to these teams, Green Bay's not scoring that high
So
with a G and a green and a yellow and a. Now the Milwaukee Brewers logo to tie back to the Brewers that would do well. If you just went somewhere that didn't know sports, had no ties to any of it, and you brought it in, the green and gold would finish dead last out of I think all the teams in the state as far as what
if you're
people would
asking
pick.
what's the best aesthetic of all Wisconsin sports teams, which one's the best?
Yeah.
Wisconsin Badgers.
it's
Marquette
See, the
should probably
cardinal
be
red
in
is
there.
just
Marquette's pretty good.
Marquette's pretty good.
yes.
Brewers.
Marquette is so good.
Does
I might go Marquette.
Do the Bucks make the cut?
Yes.
I
Bucks
mean,
is better than Packers.
The Bucks is hard because there's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the NBA
But
now.
again, if you just take
Are
the
we talking
best,
green and cream?
well, if you just take the best, like
That's kind of the color, right? Tan?
yeah, that is what they're going
Cream
for.
City.
It's just
Yeah, it's cream.
yeah,
you're right.
yeah. So green and cream
that's
was a little bit, a lot. It's noon.
We're not in our normal time slot, Matt. Calm
mean-
down.
Sorry, I'm just talking. This is me at noon, okay?
I think Badgers has to be pretty low though too, because red just if you're white like very white like me, it pulls the
Caucasian.
red.
Just makes you a
it
pink?
pulls, yes, it pulls the red out of your skin and it just makes you look inflamed.
You know what? I'll give you this. I'll be honest. The red and white hats don't hold up as well either. So like, there's a lot there with like.
Should we leave Wisconsin Badgers off?
Yeah,
full
professional
question?
sports. Yeah.
Oh, we're just going pro sports.
I think we go pro sports, make it a little tighter.
Ooh, is there another team we could throw in there who's technically a pro sports team?
The Admirals.
The Madison Mallards.
They're not pro.
And again, they're green and yellow, aren't they?
What about they don't get paid?
Forward would
Timber
be
Rattlers.
Forward Madison.
Forward. But see, they have about 50,000 different colors because
their
they come out the New
colors- their
Jersey.
colors-
But wait,
Canadian
if we're
Yeah,
polling this,
okay.
we need to make it statewide, which
You're
means you
right,
got to
you're
go.
right,
You got to go
true.
Admirals. I feel like they have the biggest poll
Admirals, yeah.
statewide.
We'll have to do that. Yeah, that's our hockey team. There you go.
And what is that? Just navy and light blue?
And white, yeah.
Their logo's pretty sick though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Admiral is actually pretty cool. All right,
Yeah,
so,
the skeleton with
like
a
Admiral
hockey stick.
Pirate, yeah.
That's pretty.
so we'll throw that out as a deciding element of poll question. And how exactly are we wording this? Like,
Which team has the best aesthetic? Just
Which-
overall aesthetic. Like that's logo, that's color scheme. I can
put that.
I'll put it in there.
Describe that
I'll
because
make
aesthetic
sure.
people might not
Just
fully
say
grasp.
look.
Fair.
There you go.
Is
Best
the best look.
Best look.
844-770-3776. Crowd talking text line. List is more. You can chime in on that. Which professional team in the state of Wisconsin has the best look? Are we talking the Packers? Are we talking the Bucks? Are we talking the Brewers? Or are we talking the Admirals?
Yeah, I guess that hits all the major ones.
Yeah. Yes, I do wish Wisconsin got a little bit more fun with their color scheme.
Like I like their. What did they wear? An all red uniform. They had an all white uniform. Those are nice.
I'm
but,
still dreaming for the day that the Badgers go all black for a uniform.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Black helmet, red W,
That'd be
black
so
jersey,
good.
red trim, red numbers. Oh, it would look so sharp.
Yep.
It would. The Badgers could do a lot, but they currently do not.
Don't.
And I thought that was going to
Let's focus
change.
on playing good football
I thought they
first.
were going to change. It is funny. I've seen a lot of schools, Oklahoma specifically. So there's like an internet trend of this dorky internet influencer talked about how he gets up at like 4 something in the morning and breaks down his whole day.
I need somebody to explain this to me in the
So
break,
basically,
but-
the whole thing is
Ashton Hall is his name.
Yeah. So Ashton Hall basically does this video. You've seen these influencers of like, I get up at 4 and before your day even starts, I've already burned 10,000 calories. Like he's one of
Yeah.
those guys. So people were dunking on him because it's so. And then when he gets to like his workday part of it, it's so fake. He's like, let's say we need $10,000. Like it's clearly
Yeah.
like staged. The whole thing is staged.
Let's do a business.
Right. Exactly. So then people have been having fun with. He starts his day in the morning. He wakes up, brushes his teeth, and then sticks. And the worst part was he gets a bowl
Of ice and bottled water.
But bottled water.
Yeah,
like you
of
can't.
course.
Yeah. So like he pours bottled water into a bowl of ice. Why you can't do regular water is beyond
Okay.
me. So a lot of teams, college teams, have been doing this with spring ball right now. Oklahoma did it, and like one of their players stuck their face in there, and someone's like, "Y'all won 6 games last year. You can't have any fun." And I feel like this response would be the same. Like, stop having fun and get back to practice. And I feel like the response would be the same for the Wisconsin Badger football team if you try to do that. I saw Brett Bielema do it, and hats off to him. That actually was pretty good, and they won enough games, especially based on expectations for Illinois football, that he can have a little fun.
Yeah.
But yes, that's a whole other thing. I don't love seeing my social media teams have a great time if the team isn't any good. It definitely irritates the hell out of me. If the
Yeah.
players are
Sometimes it
involved.
might be all you have.
Judgmental
It's
Jim.
good social,
But, like,
strong social media.
especially
Good
presence.
morale.
especially
Yeah.
if the well, like for example, the Milwaukee Bucks, the day after, the morning after we get the news about Dame being out with blood clots in his leg, they start patting themselves on the back for winning some like social media contest at the All-Star game. And it's like, bro, nobody cares. Like,
One of your best players is
and Giannis is out right now. The Bucks are on their way to like a 7 seed at this point. Like they're sliding down. Like nobody cares today.
Yeah.
Like pick a different day. Do it in the off season. Like not the time or place. But we also are on the air, so you can chime in on that question. But I do want to. So our show, if you are new to it, I feel like at this point people know who we are, but we are in a different time slot. Jim, Matt, and Molly. Matt Hamilton, Olympic gold medalist. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. And you'll see Matt and Molly in the Brewers gear. I'm in my Cubs gear. But we do a segment, we're going to do it later in the show today, called Don't Quote Me. And we do that where we basically make bold predictions, and we don't want to be quoted back on them unless we're correct. So I want you to chime in, 844-770-3776, with your bold prediction, your don't quote me prediction for the Brewers baseball season. For an example here, we'll give ours before we go to break. I gave mine on our ESPN Madison social media. I think Jackson Churio is going to be a top 5 candidate for MVP, but I also think the Brewers are going to miss the playoffs. I think they're 83 is what I've kind of seen for their over-under for wins. I don't think that wins the division. It probably doesn't get them a wild card. So I'm going to say the Brewers, and that's really their pitching. Their batting, their hitting is going to be crazy good, but You got Willie Peralta, who's not as good as, or Freddie Peralta, who's not as good as Burns or even Woodruff. And they also they're losing players there. And then you lost Colin Ray off that staff. You added Cortez, you added Quintana, but those are more like innings guys. They don't have there's just a lot of unproven in the pitching, so I feel like they're going to be in a lot. They're going to be above 500. I feel like they'll be like an 85-win team. I just feel like that's going to fall a little bit short of the playoffs, but I think Churio is going to take that next step to being maybe Mr. Wisconsin. As Giannis might be on the trading block, and Jordan Love hasn't reached full ascension.
Yelich kind of on the way out.
Yelich has been on the way out for the longest time.
Yeah,
Yelich hasn't been good in like 5 years.
Yeah, but people still like Yelich.
I don't. I never liked him, but
weird.
Yeah. Well, he's just
Surprise!
Judgmental Jim.
But I like Prince Fielder. I don't like Ryan Braun because cheated and tried to get a guy fired when he got caught cheating. That's kind of unlikable.
Before then, did you like him?
I was more Prince.
Gotcha,
I like Prince in that window. Ben Sheets was a great Brewer I liked. There's and Jackson Churio is really fun to watch. I really like Jackson Churio. So I'm hoping so I do think he'll be top 5 MVP candidate this season.
So you're saying he's going to be like Joe Burrow? The team's not going to do good, and he's going to be a candidate, but they couldn't make him MVP because his team wasn't good.
Yeah, 85 wins is still a good team. That's above 500. That's hard to do in baseball.
Isn't that the projected?
I think 83.5 is what I've seen.
Around 84. It depends on where you look, but yeah.
Right there. So I have them slightly above the over-under, but I don't think they're going to be a 90-win team this year. What are your quick predictions before we go to break here?
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm going to say that's a little pessimistic. My bold prediction.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brewers are going to have 4 batters hit for 20 home runs or more.
Okay.
We did do that last year, but we lost Adames, who was one of them.
Yep.
And we'll see.
All right.
Mine is that the Brewers will win the NL Central, and I will watch at least 10 games.
Wow.
Because I don't watch baseball.
I think you're right about the first half of yours.
Yeah. See, I think that one's probably a lot more likely than the personal side. I'm going to listen to a lot of games on the road home of Brewers
Honestly,
baseball.
I would try to bump that number to
it'll be on
listen to 25 plus because it's impossible to watch Brewers on baseball or on TV.
That's a lot of games.
Well, I mean, you're going to hear a couple back at work too.
Not whole
for
games,
the matinee games, you'll be here.
Yeah, but also you have the long drive home. You could listen on the way back. So that just seems more likely. Then the Brewers are very hard to watch on TV.
I would go more on innings than games because
Can I even get 10 games on TV?
You get to 10 games that Good Karma Brands is working with.
Those are the ones
it.
that I can really
watch. You have to build your life around it.
Yeah.
Or you can spend hundreds of dollars to get whatever hell channel they're on.
And
FanDuel,
I can guarantee
Bally,
that I'm not
Brewers
doing that.
Baseball
I'm
Network.
not doing that. Not doing that. I don't even know if I would do that for the Packers. No, I would.
Yeah.
Not for the Brewers, though. Sorry.
Hey,
but I'm gonna become a baseball fan this year.
Okay.
That is my goal.
But you need a better bowl. The Brewers winning the division is not that insane.
That's not that insane?
The Cubs, I
won
think,
the last 2.
86.5 is
okay, fine.
the projected
Christian Yelich
winner.
will win the MVP. Is that a good one?
That's super
Christian
bold.
Yelich.
Considering he's going to be our designated hitter.
I think it'd be
bold
to say that Christian Yelich plays 100 games. But yeah.
Okay, fair.
I don't even know if he'd qualify for the voting based off number of games.
Is he? How long is he off with his surgery that he had at the end of the season? Is he fully good back?
He'll never be fully good.
Okay, fully good to what he can be.
It's TBD.
That's also what can he be?
Is he playing today?
Last year was
he is in the lineup. Yes.
Okay.
Last year was the outlier for him over the last few years, and then he got hurt.
Yes.
Because before that, he would have definitely been.
Hey, he was having a good season.
He would have been mid.
Yeah, 11 home runs before he went down.
That's before last year, he would have been mid.
Right.
Other years, batting 252, 248, 205 with 12, 9, 14, and 19 home runs ain't it. Especially before he's getting paid. Last year, he was an all-star. Last year, he was not mid. Then he got hurt. Ouch. It was a back injury, so it really definitely
that's kind of what's been plaguing him his whole career so far, right?
Yes.
Back.
Injuries just in general.
He also the team broke his leg.
Yes. And, some people said that the Brewers were doing they were tipping pitches for batters, and he fell off after that too. But the team at Canopy Wealth Management takes the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your financial future. Their local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry to the table for the benefit of their clients. At Canopy Care, competence and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, special show presented by Coors Light.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Look, we all know that as we age, our bodies change, but Carbon World Health can help. They have a process of testosterone replacement therapy that includes a diagnostic exam and blood tests to assess your hormone levels to make sure that they are optimal for you, not optimal for your age. Carbon World Health can help you increase your energy, focus, and overall health with their approach to hormone therapy. It's all about quality of life for you. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Sly Stone became an icon.
A Hulu original from Questlove.
Sly and the Family Stone. It can't be overstated how popular they were.
Variety calls Sly Lives, the definitive funk pop documentary.
He opened the portal, like, come this way.
Generations have been influenced by Sly.
RogerEbert.com raves. It's a sonic kick to the soul.
If you've been on this height in life and you stop, where's that energy go?
Sly Lives, a.k.a. The Burden of Black Genius. Now streaming on Hulu.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Tegan Simpson from Oregon High School. What's it like to be a Panther?
I love being a Panther. I love the culture here. I love the teachers here and the people. It's a great school.
You're a wrestler and softball player?
I am.
And then wrestling, how did that come into play?
So I actually learned about wrestling my sophomore year of high school through Panthervision, which is like our school's news. There was a video, they were looking for people to join, and I thought it would be cool. I thought it would keep me in shape for softball season. So I went home and I told my parents, and we went out, we got my first pair of shoes, and I joined.
And you've been to state twice?
Yes, I have.
What's it like in the Kohl Center?
I couldn't even imagine it the first time I went. It's huge. You feel super official, and the lights, the people, the mats, they're super cool.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
I'm so old, I remember trying to tape this video on MTV when it would come on, on VHS tapes, and then also trying to tape it off the radio. This is John Fogerty, center field. Absolutely loved this song. Matt, I'm sure you know the answer to this. What else? What other, obviously, Hall of Fame band is John Fogerty associated with?
I know you were going to ask me that. It's
They're famous for their initials. I mean, most people kind of refer to them by their
CCR.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I think I might have got
rock
there.
on.
You got it. CCR, yeah.
Well, it was honestly the other. I was getting them confused with the Lead man from the Eagles.
Oh, Don Henley with the Eagles. Yeah. No, that's fair. Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I see that. I don't know any of their songs.
You absolutely know.
You definitely know some CCR songs.
If you've watched the movie, you would know. Like, they're very much featured.
Okay.
Like Bad Moon Rising.
Oh, have you ever seen The Rain?
Yeah, have you ever seen Rain?
Yeah.
Bad Moon Rising. Fortunate Son is in everything.
Fortunate Son. That's like,
Okay.
it's in
Ryan can
Forrest
play
Gump.
it in the next ones. What?
It's in Forrest Gump, Fortunate Son, where they're going over the Vietnam.
Have
like,
you
in
ever seen
helicopter
a
and
movie
stuff.
about the Vietnam War? Then you've heard Fortunate Son.
Have I seen a movie about the Vietnam War? I don't know.
Have you seen Forrest Gump?
One time.
There you go.
Then you've heard
Boom.
it.
Then you've heard it.
She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge
Glad we got
alongside
to the bottom of that.
Matt Hamilton. In your face, Molly. Primetime Boy shine behind the glass. You can chime in. As we have a special edition of Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light. You can chime in on our Siding Unlimited poll question on the Carbon Stock and Text line 844-770-3776. This is more. And we are asking you which team has the best aesthetic/look. And right now, the Brewers are ahead 61%. The Packers have 31%. The Bucks at 7%. Nobody's voting for the Admirals.
Where do you guys land on this? Where are you voting?
I would put the Packers third in this.
Okay, who are you picking first? Like, who's your
Brewers? Brewers is unquestionably
Really?
Brewers.
I picked the Bucks. I like the Bucks stuff better.
I like the Bucks stuff is great. It's just the Packers and the Admirals are equally just meh. The Packers are there just because they're the Packers.
Right. I mean, that's why they're voting where they're voting.
Yeah,
But.
Because again, the Brewers, like, there is a huge line, like a massive jump. Because again, the Brewers, especially the M and the B glove logo, it's elite, and some of the other stuff in the pinstripe, like there's an aesthetic for the Brewers, and I don't know if they still do this, but on Sundays they sometimes would do that for like Sunday home, like afternoon day games. They'd wear the M and the B with the pinstripes and everything. That's elite. The Pack, like, there's a G and it's green and gold, and it's not really gold; it's a yellow. And I'll die on this hill. The Packers uniform would be lifted up so much higher if they actually went to gold.
To gold?
Actually went gold.
Like Notre Dame gold?
Yes. Like Notre Dame's uniforms look so much better than the Packers.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it would go with that green.
Well, they could adjust
For
the
their
green
Acme,
then too.
For their Acme ones, it'd be good, but nah, not with green. Give me the color rush and the white ones all day, every day. I'm good.
Matt, what's your issue with
So
the
good.
white and the color rush?
That's just boring. Like, every team's got
How
all
is
white.
it boring when the Packers
At
base
least
colors
no
are
other
boring?
team has green and yellow. I mean, the reason I don't like the white color rush is every team's got an all white color rush.
You literally came into the studio last year when you got your whole merch box from the Packers Pro Shop, excited about all the Blizzard white stuff.
Yeah, because it's new. But, like, let's be real. Even teams that don't participate in the all, like, as like a classic all white color rush, like the Bills. It's the same jersey as the Bills except green and yellow on the trim. It's just boring. It's not ugly.
It's sleek.
It is
Really, they
sleek.
like green and gold.
But sleek puts me to sleep.
Okay, sure, whatever.
In this situation.
All right. 844-770-3776. It's the Carbon Stock and Text line. List is more. You also can chime in on, we want your bold prediction for the Brewers this year. I gave mine. Jackson Churio, top 5 in the MVP, but the Brewers missed the playoffs. Matt, yours was 4 players over 20 home runs. And Molly, have you adjusted yours?
I don't know. I felt
Winning
really
the division
judged
is
when
not that bold. Ryan, does that pass the bold test?
MVP.
That one is bold.
Wow.
Molly was banking hard on the fact that her watching over 10 games was going to get us over the hump with her boldness on her prediction. But
That's a lot of Brewers baseball for me to consume.
That's within your
That's
control.
completely in
I
your
want
control.
something you can't control,
Yeah.
like that the team does.
But if I'm betting on it, I'm taking the under on that all day. Like,
this is fixed. This is completely fixed by
fix.
you.
But but
Molly
You're
sets the
Shohei
line and then
Ohtani.
chooses what she does
She's
with her life.
She's Shohei's interpreter. That's what this is.
hey,
Yeah.
at least somebody finally agrees with me. But okay.
I'm sorry. So you're going to get a better bold prediction here? Get a little bolder?
Can we workshop it? I don't know. I don't know what to do because I thought that the NL Central. I thought that was being bold because
I feel like
I've
they've
seen
won
that
it
the
like
Cubs
3
are.
out of... Yeah, but the Cubs win-loss total is like 86, and the Brewers is 84. There's not a lot of margin for error there.
Okay. So what if I say that what was yours? They get how many wins?
I have them at 80. I'm missing the playoffs, but I think 84 wins.
What if I say 100 wins?
Okay, that's bold.
That's bold.
That's bold.
It's a lot.
Insane.
That's bold.
Okay,
When
99.
was the last
No,
time?
go with 100.
When
Go
was the
with
last time the
99.
Brewers
I like
made it to
99.
100? They were really close a couple years ago, or within the last couple years.
That is a great question,
All right,
Matt.
fine.
I don't know if they've ever been that close to 100.
We'll stick it at 100
Really? I
wins.
thought they got over 90 like a year or two ago.
They got over 9, but getting that 100,
That's a
that's
lot.
a
That's a
real.
big 10
it's a big
games
hump.
is a big jump.
Because
It's a big
I
hump.
think by then you're kind of also
But
like
to your point,
pacing
all right.
yourself.
They've never won 100 games. I'm just glancing here. So Bolt
History's going to happen.
Bold.
Yeah, Molly.
93 last year, 92, 86, 95, 29. That was not a good year. But that was COVID year because only 60 games. 89, 96 was the closest they got. 2018, they lost in the NLCS.
Yeah.
86, 73, 68, 82, 74, 83, and then 96 in 2011 as well.
Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, this isn't a Brewers bold prediction, but Jim will like this. He says, bold prediction, Bears make the playoffs and win a playoff game.
Oh, nice.
Boo. Keep your bold predictions to yourself.
Let there be competition.
At Carbon World Health, they specialize in comprehensive hormone replacement therapy, including testosterone replacement therapy. They understand that everybody's different, starting with a diagnostic exam, including blood tests to assess your hormone levels. They can then create a treatment plan and regimen that works for you, restoring your hormone levels to the optimal range, not just the normal for your age range. Go to carbonworldhealth.com to learn more. Evan Cohen coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Wait, you admitted to dropping a dealer off?
Well, I didn't tell the drug part of it. I just said, like, hey, we just were taking advantage of Milwaukee. Like, we feel like idiots. Totally.
I'm just some dummy from Cedarburg. Help me.
It was in Cedarburg. Yeah.
From Ozark County.
It was in Cedarburg, yeah. So, you want to pay that ticket? You want to deal with that?
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Boys, if you're seeing this, the unthinkable has happened.
Bubba's dead? This is how your father's business works. The life of crime and the life of this deli.
You were born into this.
Dad was a murderer. We could go to jail.
We're innocent.
We'd be the first innocent brown people in jail. Oh my God.
There's a gun in the credenza. Finish him off now.
What?
What part of this are you not understanding?
Credenza, if I'm being honest, I don't think I know what that is.
Deli Boys. All episodes are now streaming on Hulu.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Experience,
knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We're on the Brewers.
They're really good at identifying talent. They're really good at developing talent.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
This is one of the best organizations in Major League Baseball.
100.5 ESPN.
But, it seems like you're deferring to someone that's not actually on the show. And she's already your girlfriend.
I think Wisconsin is a women's sports school.
I love that.
Yeah, go
Can
and
we
win.
promote the hell out of that? We can even give you credit for, not credit for the women's sports, but credit for at least the slogan that way.
He doesn't need a pat on the back. He's not you.
Well,
who's a good co-host?
And Evan Cohen, who co-hosts Unsportsmanlike right here on ESPN Radio.
From Madison to the Big Apple, it's time for Evan Cohen on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
And we are thrilled to be joined by, I'll push the computer back here. We're joined by Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, wearing his Badger volleyball gear on camera on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. So we get the opportunity to be joined by Evan Cohen. And Evan, thanks so much for hopping on. And how sweet was that, the unboxing? You got some great gear. We had some great gear that we wore when we filled in for Wildy and Tausch last week. We had so much gear from UW Volleyball, we changed gear each break for almost an hour. So we were able to kind of model all of it. So, yeah, great stuff.
Well, I got to thank you guys. I got to thank you guys because the Jim, Matt, and Molly team on ESPN Madison is what got this going, because we started talking about Wisconsin and women's sports and how awesome we are at women's sports, and then obviously Wisconsin women's volleyball, unbelievable, and the games heard on ESPN Madison, and they were kind enough to send me stuff, and I wore it this morning on ESPN2 and ESPNU. So
yeah, we saw that as
to
well. And that's I think we all got that sweatshirt. It's an incredibly comfortable
I
sweatshirt.
love it. It's
yeah.
my favorite.
Why are you doing that to me? Why are you doing that? Oh, we all got that sweatshirt. So, there's nothing cool about what I'm doing. It's just,
you got
we
that
all
sweet
I was trying to do more like an inclusive that we all know how great of a piece of gear that was, and we're kind of loving on Badger Volleyball for giving that great sweatshirt to everyone. None of us got that cool box, so Evan, you win.
True. Also, I think we only got the gear because of you, because you were speaking so highly of women's athletics at Wisconsin. So, thank you.
Oh, they didn't send that until after I said it?
Right.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, you're welcome, Molly. See, somebody understands. Yes. It's so unappreciative. Unbelievable.
Thank you. Exactly.
Evan, I was blown away by the short sleeve hoodie. Never seen anything like it.
Oh, my God. How awesome was that? How awesome was that?
It's maybe my new favorite hoodie right now.
And you know why Evan loves it extra?
Oh, yeah, it's the Bill Belichick.
All right.
See, I didn't want to say that in my video because I'm like, if he was still coaching in the NFL, I would have said that. But now technically it's another college.
Yeah.
Right? So, now I'm shouting out UNC when talking about UW. So I didn't want to do that. But because you don't want to root for the non-hometown teams, in Madison. Right,
No.
Jim?
Right. Yeah, absolutely not.
I couldn't imagine.
With your Wrigley Field stuff on.
He's decked out in Cubs gear today.
This is utterly
Evan can see us as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the listeners can't.
We've been referencing all show. But yes, you're right. Yes.
Look at Matt. Matt's teaching Jim how to do a show. Wow. Yes, Jim, here's the way it works. Jim, you have people watching and you have people listening. You need to play to both sets of people.
That is very true.
Matt Hamilton, Radio Pro, and TV Pro now. Tremendous.
Who's a good co-host? Who's a good co-host? All
Give him
right.
a nice little pet golden retriever. Evan, I do want to switch gears to Aaron Rodgers. I know he's not everybody's favorite person to talk about, but it is an interesting situation that's going on in the NFL right now. What is your take on Aaron Rodgers, where he's going to go, the Minnesota Vikings? I mean, them basically saying it's not a never, it's just not right now until we figure out what the heck is happening with J.J. McCarthy. What's your take on it all?
Yeah, so this is unbelievable. I have now, Molly, made the decision on our show that I'm just going to say trending in the direction of. Because I think in the last week I've had him on the Giants, Vikings, Steelers, Titans, Niners, and I think before that I had him on the Rams. So I've had him on almost half of the league over the last month or so. So here's what I'll tell you. Right now, it feels like it's trending in the direction of the Vikings. That's what it feels like to me. Like, where do you guys weigh in on this? So we're going to use the word trending in, right? Because I don't know how to handicap this anymore. It's ridiculous. Aaron Rodgers right now is trending in the direction of next year playing for the
retired. Like, I honestly feel it's
Really?
going that way. I don't think he wants to be coached by Tomlin. He doesn't want that sort of actual coach that will hold him accountable, and he won't be able to just mess around and do all the dumb stuff he likes to do. And I think Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy is going to be healthy, and I think O'Connell's going to like what he sees in the spring, and then Aaron's just going to be left out, and he'll spin it that he decided to retire.
I don't think that he wants to retire ending on the way that he did.
I don't think he
with
wants
the New
to.
York Jets.
I think he's just going to get left out.
I'm biased here, Evan, because I personally want him to go to the Vikings. I am living for that competition between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. So, I am incredibly biased. So I will say that he is going to the Vikings. Trending towards, sorry.
I mean, you can say whatever you want. I'm just saying I've been burnt so many times that I'm saying trending towards at this point.
Fair.
Matt, what about you? Where are you?
He gets to do his favorite thing right now. He gets to hold a team hostage in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's sitting around and waiting for his best option. He's literally doing what's best for Aaron Rodgers, and that's 1, staying in the spotlight, 2, holding a team hostage, and 3, waiting for what's going to work out best for Aaron Charles Rodgers. That's his move.
I'm amazed you saying this because of how much you've been a fan of his forever.
I mean, I'm still going to watch wherever he goes. I'm still going to be intrigued by it. Like, he's fallen from grace. I still like the guy, but he is not like he's not the man he was in my eyes anymore.
Why?
There's just too much shenanigans, and it was, like fans, they really want, and I know it's not that way, but they really want their players to feel like loyal. You know what I mean? And for a long time, I was like, Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Packer. Like, this is awesome. And then eventually you kind of get to a point where your team doesn't want your favorite player anymore, or your favorite player gets too big for his britches. And it's very rarely do you get to watch someone like a Donald Driver play his career out with your team and then retire with your team. So it's one of those little Fantasyland things. Like, I thought Aaron Rodgers was just going to be that guy, and he just turned into Brett Favre again, essentially. Maybe worse in some facets.
If there's a lot there.
Let's just as a team guy, as a Packer guy.
Okay.
Right? Like, we moved on from Brett Favre. We kind of pushed Aaron Rodgers out the door as well. They're just similar, but I feel like what Aaron Rodgers has done after he left the Packers has been way more negative than what Favre did until he went to the Vikings.
Playing time.
But now if he goes to the Vikings too, it's not even a question for me. So I hope he's a Steeler because I don't want him to fumble a Favre.
Do you think right now more Packers fans, how would Packers fans rank their love and appreciation for Love, Rodgers, Favre? What's the order?
It's Love, Favre, Rodgers.
I would say that Favre is ahead of Love. I think Packers fans still love
Brett Favre.
Still love Brett Favre more than they love any of the other quarterbacks.
So much baggage with Brett.
Yeah,
but
Packers fans love Love.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's an
Apparently
interesting question.
It's honestly
we can all agree that Rodgers is last. Yeah, Evan, you too.
Well, I mean, I'm not as close to it obviously as you guys are, but I think that screams that's just amazing to me that he would be in last place of this. That they would love a guy that has some of the. See, now I put this hat on and it's all crooked. I don't know what's going on. Now I have to take this hat off. It's very weird. Now my hair's all messed up. I'm not used to not having hair and makeup on camera. This is a disaster. Aaron Rodgers is the most recent iconic player that they have had, and you're telling me he's in last place behind a guy that has off-the-field concerns right now, legally, and a guy who is as likable as could be but hasn't accomplished anything at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And Rodgers is in third place. And I tend to agree with you. I would probably go the way that Molly went. My guesstimation of Packers fans in terms of, just liking, not ability, would be Favre, Love, Rodgers in that order.
Mm-hmm.
Talking with Evan Cohen, you can hear him on Unsportsmanlike every day or every weekday on ESPN Madison. And Evan, I addressed this with KBN, and I'm asking you this question now because Kyle Wallace
Why are you so nasty towards them? Why are you so jealous of them?
I know. I'm really jealous of these terrible takes that have no historical context. But Kyle Wallace said that
should be saying thank you. Like, hey, I think your take is terrible. As a result, we had a 2-hour show on it yesterday.
Oh, we didn't. I wanted to get more into it. We kind of came to it late. But yes. So anyway, I want to get your opinion on it. Kyle Wallace had the take that Jordan Love. Well, we can hear the audio then. Ryan's an amazing producer and has it ready to go.
I think about the fact that Jordan Love came into a terrible situation and really made it work out, and I blame Goody for the fact that we're in the position that we are now because he did not do enough to build an offense that could be primed and ready for Jordan Love to get the keys and rev it. Brett Favre walked into a good situation, right? And then you look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers basically took over a luxury car. Jordan Love took over a putt-putt vehicle. He took over a 2013 Ford Focus. And guess what? That's what I drive.
I was just going to say, it sounds like something Kyle Wallace drives.
And so, I have two things. One, the Packers were 4-12 before Brett Favre showed up. Mike Holmgren's first year. Brett Favre, obviously second year in the league, does not know the offense. But I would, as someone who's an expert in terrible quarterback situations, it is an affront to my football senses to call what Jordan Love walked into in Green Bay with that stable organization, allowed to be in the same offense, and have that coach there, an offensive-minded coach, and have that stability walking in the door, to call that a terrible situation. So just in general, I took offense as someone who's seen a bunch of terrible QB situations, even one last year for my team. That was my first one. But also, Favre, I think fans kind of forget the Packers were kind of the Bears until Favre and Holmgren showed up.
Well, I mean, not historically, but I guess historically. I guess that's the point. Is that historically, it's the same thing. So here's where I'm going to go with this. I think you're taking it very literal in terms of the X's and O's of football. What I would ask you is who had it easier, Brett Favre replacing Don Majkowski or whoever he replaced with no expectations, or Jordan Love replacing Aaron Rodgers with every expectation?
And I'll give you that, but the question was about the players built around Jordan Love. And so I would still say that Jordan Love...
Is that what he said, or he said who had it?
He said Goody didn't build the roster around him. And he, by the way, Josh Jacobs was at it last year.
But like when you're coming into it...
But he talked about 2 years.
Okay. Sterling Sharp was still on that team and had a really good second year and year he was with Favre. So
you're not gonna. It's no holds no water. Like can't go from 4-12 to then take your team 8-5 and say that if your team was 4-12 the year before, you can't do it. Aaron Rodgers clearly walked into a better situation than Jordan Love. Brett Favre did.
Wait, if you go 4-12 the year before, what can't you do?
You can't tell me that Jordan Love, who took a team who had won 8 games the year before with the same coaching staff that he had learned the same offense from and had that offense going backwards forward and was able to learn behind closed doors, as opposed to Brett Favre, year one, new coach, a team that won 4 games the year before, and every skill position outside of Sterling Sharp was not as good as what Brett Favre had. Like, Brett Favre had Sterling Sharp and then nothing else. Jordan Love, every other player, the running back situation was better for Jordan Love, even in his rookie year. And every other pass-catching position was better for Jordan Love outside of Sterling Sharp for Favre and for Love. Like, Love had everything better. He did.
Except for the fact that the pressure on him.
Pressure is different, yes.
And the circus that he was a part of because of Rodgers was a lot greater than the circus that Favre was a part of.
Yeah,
did the Packers do him a favor? Did the Packers do him a favor though, because they took away the expectations because they didn't sign anyone. They purposely kind of gutted the roster. They drafted a kicker. We talked about that team was not even built to win that year. In fact, they traded Micah Hyde mid-season. So they did a favor by lifting all the pressure off of Jordan Love.
Okay,
there was no pressure on Jordan Love. The whole point of that year.
The whole point of that year. First ballot Hall of Famer.
The whole point of that
year,
you
have to take over for him. There is a ton of pressure.
What was
regardless.
the expectation? What was the expectation for wins that year for the Packers? They exceeded them dramatically. Correct?
Yes.
So what was the pressure?
The pressure was he was replacing a first ballot Hall of Famer
who begged his way out and everyone hated. We just talked about it.
You can't step in for something like that and feel like, the pressure's gone because we didn't.
Okay, and that's all fine, but the pressure wasn't the point. It was a terrible situation based off the roster.
Oh, I don't know.
Can I combine the last two things we were talking about?
Yeah.
So clearly the person who did the best job with pressure and roster expectations is the least liked Packers quarterback of the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, Aaron Rodgers replaced a legend that no one wanted on the way out, had a good roster and had to win, did win, won 4 MVPs, didn't win enough in terms of the overall team aspect of it. And yet everyone is saying they like him the least of the other two guys of Favre and Love that we're comparing here.
And to
which
add
is
on
just
to it, go ahead.
amazing.
Yeah, the only twist to that is I don't think they wanted Brett Favre out.
Well, because the other part
They
of this
pushed
is
him out
to your
for
point
Rodgers.
about Favre and Rodgers, as far as being less liked than Love, you have Kyle Wallace making excuses for Love. Last year, the Packers had 4 number ones, right? And now, they need receivers to help Jordan Love. Then he'll be better at accuracy. So now excuses are being made for Jordan Love because of how liked he is.
I mean,
compared to the other two.
receivers last year were also not playing as well as they were the year before. It's not just on Jordan
They
Love.
played well. They played
had
the
the
same.
most drops in the league.
They just didn't make the jump.
They didn't make any jump at all.
Right.
And they might have been.
They are the most confusing franchise, maybe in all of sports, relative to. Are they the model of success, or are they the model of why aren't they more successful?
Yeah,
I
model of
think
underachieving.
But Matt, they're also the model of success simultaneously. It's the weirdest thing because they never have to look for a quarterback. They're able to transition from one quarterback to the next in a way that they're always right. They've always won for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
They're an anomaly. They don't have the owner, obviously. We know that. Rodgers, according to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, is putting out there that he misses the Packers' culture and structure, and yet didn't want to be in it. And yet when he goes to the Jets, doesn't actually bring the culture and the structure. He brought people that were in that culture and structure, but not actually that culture or structure. Brady didn't bring anyone with him from New England and Tampa, but brought the New England structure. Right? Totally different. Not one player that was on the Patriots the year before went with Brady because he didn't do that to them. He didn't take all of those guys. And you're going to say, well, what about Gronk? Wasn't on the team the year before, retired. Right? So the reality is, the Green Bay Packers are a model of success while also not being successful enough.
Honestly, that could be, and we talked about this before, you can make a case that every team in Wisconsin, or at least Badger basketball, you have
I'm a women's volleyball guy myself.
Women's volleyball and women's hockey is separate, but the Green Bay Packers, the Milwaukee Brewers, and Badger basketball, it's hey, you had an enjoyable regular season, right? And we fell short in the end, so is it a successful season? Is it not?
The Bucks, too.
The Bucks are a little different. They at least went for it, and they tried to go for it again.
Mm-hmm.
And look, they're still the regular season's still they're going to win 45 games. It's not like they're some horrible team. So it's not like you can't go to the Bucks game and have a good time. But the other 3 teams, it's hey, we'll just crank out a good, enjoyable regular season, and our fans will be happy.
Yeah.
They all.
So what are you saying? You're saying, but hold on. Are you saying in general that what we are doing here is saying that Wisconsin sports on the whole, not the University of, but the state of, are regular season sports teams?
I think the fans allowed them to build teams that are successful for the majority of the season, and fans, I think, have been conditioned now to take that over the big swing for the title.
Your outfit saying this makes you so hateable right now, Jim.
Judgmental Jim.
It's just, but I mean, they're all built the same. Of let's just be close, and our fans will be happy.
Why is that?
Because Wisconsin sports fans are amazing. Let me give you a compliment here. Wisconsin sports fans are amazing. They're a positive group. They want to go have a good time. They want to be able to talk about their favorite teams. They want to be able to dunk on
the Wisconsin sports fans. You've lived in Wisconsin for how many years?
Yeah,
from
the
Wisconsin.
Packers, true, but the Packers I'm not a part of. But it just all right. In general, all right, Wisconsin sports fans, we want to have a great time with our friends. We want to be able to dunk on our rivals, and we want to be able to enjoy the season for as long as possible because that means parties and that means friendship. That means
camaraderie,
all those sorts of things. The teams check all those boxes. So then, why do we care about holding the team accountable to win a title? I don't know if this flies in New York or Chicago or LA, markets where maybe they're a little bit more disgruntled. Midwestern folks just want this as part of their day-to-day lives, part of their social lives.
Yeah. Midwest, nice.
Matt, how do you take this?
I mean, I'm not saying he's not entirely wrong. I love football season.
Matt and Molly are from Wisconsin, but you both are from Wisconsin and you're Wisconsin sports fans.
Yeah.
Is this I'm not from there, but I'm a University of Wisconsin fan. Jim is from there, but thinks it's going to be better for the show somehow to root against the teams you guys talk about. Odd strategy. Anyway, but for the two of you specifically, like, are you insulted by what he's saying?
I mean, no, not really.
I don't mean insult.
Evan, real quick, what was your favorite part about Badger games?
Well, I worked the game, so it's not like, the fun.
Well, okay, but you could say from the average student and the average Badger fan, it's the pregame.
The party,
the vibe.
yeah. I mean,
that's true. Brewers games, what's the best part? Tailgating.
Sitting in the sun because it's summer. That's the only reason that baseball games are fun.
You can do that out in the parking lot while you're having a beer and grilling.
But hold on, Matt.
I'm just saying vibes are super important to Wisconsin
Alabama
sports
fans.
teams.
I get it. Alabama fans, Georgia fans, they're not looking for Ohio State fans. You don't think they look Michigan? They don't look for the same Saturday afternoon vibes, but also want a title?
I mean, I'm not saying we don't want a title. I'm just saying I think priorities might lie in having a lot of fun.
See, I don't think that Jim is wrong, but me specifically for the Green Bay Packers, I've said it, that I am at the point where I just want them to go all in, and if they get to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, whatever it may be, even lose a Super Bowl, and they're not good for another 4 years, don't make the playoffs for another 4 or 5 years, I'm okay with that because they went all in. They tried to get a championship. It's tough for me now as a Wisconsin sports fan that none of my teams, other than the Bucks, that are really truly trying to do something to win a championship. It's tough to keep being fans of all these different teams and feel like they're not actually doing everything in their absolute power to be able to win a championship.
Right. That's the frustrating part.
But if you guys were to take calls or put up a poll on this, and you would look at it, and people can get in the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. Now that I see it, I can do this. Yeah. I'm actually curious. Do you care if Wisconsin sports teams win a championship? And you're going to tell me the majority of the fans out there on ESPN Madison, for Jim, Matt, and Molly, will call the show, 844-770-3776, and tell us, I don't care if they win a championship as long as they're good and I have a good time.
We've asked that question, and fans have answered that they would rather have a team be really good for a long time than have a championship and be the Giants with Eli.
No, but you're giving an either or on that one, right? I'm saying
nobody wants to self-identify as someone who doesn't care about titles.
Right.
This takes a little bit of.
But I promise you, we can get people on this show right now who are going to tell you, the more I think about it, I don't really care as long as we're good. Or other people that say this is ridiculous. I would give up every limb for a title. But what you're saying is this applies to literally every team outside of the Milwaukee Bucks. That if you don't win a title, it's fine. That if the Brewers get to the playoffs and get to the NLCS and lose, it's fine because Molly's saying she got a tan.
Small market team too. I can justify it.
At least they're relevant.
I can justify the baseball part.
Seriously, people don't care if Wisconsin's okay. We get to the Rose Bowl in football, but it's not the national championship.
I think
NCAA
Badger fans would take that.
We were good. Hey, we overachieved this year. That you're telling me that is the state of the Wisconsin sports fan is be good, have fun. Title's not important.
Yeah.
Is that how you would look at it? 844-770-3776.
Painting us in a box right now.
No, I now want to hear from the callers. I want a million calls coming up. I don't know what the format is here.
Yeah.
I assume at some point you have to break. Man,
yes,
oh man,
we're super long ago. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I want you guys to report back to me what the callers are saying. Do you care if you win a title?
All right. Thank you, Evan. 844-770-3776. Carlos Talking text line. This is more. Do you care if you win a title? We'll get to that.
What are you looking at me for?
Because you're the number one. You're the number one guy. But we're going to give away a case of High Life right now. Thanks, Evan. What number, Ryan?
Why don't we go caller number 6?
Caller number 6, 844-770-3776. Caller number 6 wins a case of High Life. 844-770-3776 is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Could you imagine if I had to pretend to be somebody different than I am? I would have to be oh, I love my husband all the time. That would be awful. That would be horrible.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
God.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
They did it again. For the 5th time, Siding Unlimited, the 30-year-old Wisconsin family-owned company, is the Pella Window and Door Company's Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year in the whole USA. Siding Unlimited is here in Madison with a dynamic outside-in showroom. See Siding Unlimited's window, door, roofing, deck, and other great outside stuff inside at 2018 South Stoughton Road, south of Buckeye. See Siding Unlimited's frequent Instagram posts or go to sidingunlimited.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 100.5 ESPN.
Lillard's going to tee up a three, and he splashes it through for the left wing.
Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the official beer of the Milwaukee Bucks.
The Bucks wrapped up their 5-game road trip on a sour note, falling to the Denver Nuggets 127-117. Milwaukee played without Giannis and Damian Lillard, but still had 7 players score in double figures, including all 5 starters. Head coach Doc Rivers proud of his guys' effort despite the loss.
But we had a chance to win that game on the road in Denver, probably the toughest place in the league to play. I couldn't be more proud of our guys right now.
Brooke Lopez paced the Deer with a team-high 26 points to go along with 7 rebounds and 3 blocks. Ryan Rollins added 17 points off the bench in just 18 minutes of action. The Bucks finished their West Coast swing at 2-3 and fall to 40-32 overall. They're back home at Fiserv Forum Friday night to take on the New York Knicks.
This has been your Milwaukee Basketball Report on Madison's home for Bucks basketball, 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, and springtime is here and baseball season is officially underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond in your Prize Picks lineups. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match player projections from different sports. You can combine your favorite baseball players with players from basketball and hockey and esports and much more. The second half of the basketball season is here, and the push to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. Download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Professional volleyball is in full swing from here in Madison. Don't miss a second of the action. Cheer on Love Madison Volleyball as they make history with some of the best players in the world. Olympic medalists, NCAA All-Americans, and one of the most talented rookie classes ever. This is volleyball at its highest level. Experience the excitement yourself. Get your tickets today at lovb.com. Volleyball is the next major league.
Major League Baseball's opening weekend on ESPN Radio. The defending NL Central champion Milwaukee Brewers begin the season in the Bronx against Aaron Judge and the defending American League champion New York Yankees.
I'm looking forward to being back here. It's time to roll.
Look out, Aaron Judge.
It's opening weekend. The Brewers at the Yankees.
Today on Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Curly's Pub and Grill, Riley Tavern, The Bristled Boar, and Main Street Lanes.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment. Complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. And today is also opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers and real opening day for the MLB. Brewers taking on the Yankees out in the Bronx this afternoon, 2:05 p.m. first pitch, so we're taking you up until pregame coverage starting at 1:29 p.m. Jim, Matt, and Molly's special edition taking you up until then. Also, after we finish up on Jim, Matt, and Molly, join ESPN Madison's Watch Along on our YouTube channel as we enjoy the return of baseball as well as our first game as Madison's home of the Brewers. Tune in on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel as well as on ESPN Madison's TikTok if you got that as well. Last night, the Milwaukee Bucks falling 127-117 to the Nuggets as they were without Giannis and Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard out indefinitely with vein thrombosis in his right calf. He is out indefinitely and could come back before the end of the season, but no surefire timeline there. Giannis Antetokounmpo out with a foot sprain. Bobby Portis be suspended for the next 6 games at least. Bucks back at it against the Knicks tomorrow night.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, your new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied. Pitch. Fly ball deep right. Back to back. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the pitch. Hit in the air to left and deep. Get up. Get up. Get out of here. Gone for Jackson Chourio. I peed my pants.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
Special edition of Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. You can see me decked out in my Cubs gear on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown with you. And Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. I do want to tell everyone, though, if you're ready to live the high life at home, well, now is your chance. Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate at-home backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and, of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bar in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Curly's Pub and Grill, Riley's Tavern, the Bristled Boar, and Main Street Lanes. So you can get into the show off Evan Cohen's question, 844-770-3776, which was asking, do you care? And it's more nuanced than this, so I don't know if we want to post this specifically as a citing limited poll question, because, and I don't really hate on it. I think it speaks to the nature of, like, to be honest, the media in the area to fans in the area. Like, for an example here, I pointed out, like, hey, I'm disappointed the Badgers didn't get to the Sweet 16. At this point, they have to prove to me that they can do that going forward. And I had some fans, like, accuse me of being fire guard, got in my feeling, like, hey, this was a fun year, we had a good time. Great. That's fine. You did. All those things are true, but it's also disappointing that you didn't even get to the Sweet 16. And I think everything is set as expectations. Like, I think the Brewers having the expectations and the Badgers having the expectations of, like, we're not here to win the whole damn thing. We're just here to win enough to have a good time. I think that's fine. Small market team, restraints built into there. It's not my favorite because Antanasio's got $1 billion in equity, if not more, in the Brewers, so he can make a run once in a while. So that's my only take against him is that he doesn't seize the moment when he has the opportunity. The Badgers we talked about, I think they've turned into the Brewers. Like, they're going to be a small market team, and I've changed my expectations for, honestly, football too. Yeah, but the Packers, no. The Packers, to me, have burned all goodwill. If I was a diehard Packer fan, like, just go do what the Bucs do. I'm tired of this. Like, I'm tired of this, hey, we're close. Well, this isn't horseshoes. Like, I'm tired of being close. Because go look at the Bucs. They're not terrible. Like, right, the whole thing's blown up, but they got a title, and then they went for it some more, and there was so much excitement going for it. And you know what? The other years, the Bucs were equivalent of a 7 seed. And actually higher than a 7 seed in the NBA playoffs. But you know what I mean? Like, the Packers the last 2 years, oh, by the way, 2 7 seeds. We've talked about this the last couple of years. One division title now is with Aaron Rodgers, but the last 4 years either they miss the playoffs or they're the 7 seed. And so what's the holdup of going all in?
But isn't that similar to what the Bucks have done? They've had Giannis, arguably one of the greatest players in history.
Yeah.
And they won one title with him.
Yep.
Now, let's say he leaves after the season. They got to the playoffs the last how many years, but they got out the first rounds.
Yep. But my point is,
are we ever going to look at it the same way we look at Aaron Rodgers and say, Giannis got us one title and
there should have been more.
There should have been more. We had the keys, the golden ticket, and didn't get it done more.
Don't we look at
often.
it more of like, man, Chris Middleton got hurt and Dame got hurt. Like, you can look at it, if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan, you say, my team did every damn thing possible to go win a title with my guy. It didn't work out. I still got to enjoy the regular season. I still got a playoff win, but I actually felt like my team gave a crap about winning the whole damn thing.
For sure. I think that part
It's
of
more
it
of
is
an
the
all-in
difference.
feel.
So my point is, nobody's worse for the wear. Oh, by the way, the Milwaukee Bucks have a title, and I don't think they're getting anyone anytime soon, but again, the Packers is getting dusty. The Bucks is not quite dusty.
They're a young, dusty team.
Yeah. I guess the biggest knock for the Packers is, yeah, you're right. They don't feel like they go all in ever. And to that same point, Molly, because you were saying, I want them to go all in and, get to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. It's like, yeah, that's ideal when you go all in. That's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the Bucks went all in, and for the last couple years, there's been injury problems. There's been something that's held them up. And now they're going to be in like draft purgatory, and they're in a tough spot right now.
Yeah, but just like what Jim was saying, is at least they try.
No, okay, so
and you're in the same boat.
But let's look at it like this: if they don't win that title, and they did this, and it just didn't happen, you're going to be upset because now they got nothing to show for their all-in moments. The Packers, going with their history and tradition, play it safe. Let's just be really good. We don't have to really good gets you to the playoffs, and then you can take a run. It's kind of like the same philosophy in the draft. If you get to the playoffs every year, or more often than not, you get more bites at that apple.
Okay, and we'll get to Donaldson Prey one
There's
second.
no guarantees.
But Matt, the counter is the Bucks didn't go all in and sell their soul truly until after they won the title. And so the point would be when the Packers won the title with Aaron Rodgers, they said, we got one, let's go get more. And instead they said, we'll just play it safe.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with the whole situation. I'm just saying the conversation on the Bucks would be very different if there was an injury, like if Giannis's injury was worse.
Right.
And then you're going to...
But the conversation would be different around them if Giannis got hurt and they never really made a run to do it. No fan felt like, we really went all in to go get it.
Yeah.
But again, my point is, after your title, after the Packers won with Aaron Rodgers, then go for it. Because you got your title.
No, I don't disagree with that. I'm saying that the Packers they just wanted to live in that safe world of being really good kings of the North for a while. And then now that's gone, now there's a blueprint that's like you basically have to try and go all in. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get it done.
And here's where the fans are accountable. Nobody's holding anyone's feet to the fire. Nobody's upset.
Well,
Nobody's
people are upset with Goody, for sure.
Not to the level I think you'd see other places. Let's go out 844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line. List is more. Don in Sun Prairie. Don, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no, definitely, guys. I want to win a championship. I'm sick and tired of being close. I've been a fan for too long. I don't have that many years left. I want to see a championship. End of story.
Is that for the Packers?
That's for anybody.
Okay.
Packers, Badgers, Brewers. I'm just sick of losing. Yeah. I want to see a winner. I want to go. I don't have that many years left. I'm an old man. I want to see a winner before I die.
Don, we all agree. But would you be happy if one of those teams did go all in, or at least in your eyes, and they ended up coming up short? Yeah. Would it still be satisfying?
Yes. I'd want them to go all in because I don't think the Packers, speaking of the Packers, have gone all in.
Agreed.
All right. Don, thank you for the call. And that's the point. You're playing it.
I just assume going all in at some point within the next couple years, you're going to be in the dregs. You're going to be at the bottom of the table for a little bit before you can bounce back. That's to me what all in means.
So Matt, you feel like you're on the other side of the spectrum with this. You like me and Don, I think, are in the same boat where we both want them to just go all in. If they win, great. If they don't, at least they tried. You seem like you just kind of want to stay middle of the pack. Okay, you're always you're in contention. Quotations around that.
Right.
You're making it to the playoffs and then you're done. Okay, cool. You stayed relevant.
Cool. My thought on that is the one Aaron Rodgers run, that was wild card. That team was good. They had a lot of players around them, but it's more like hindsight. The players were really good. At the time, they weren't viewed as like one of the top teams at all these positions. They got hot and they went on a run. When you get more bites at the apple, you have that opportunity. Is it less likely? Sure. But it's really unlikely if you have a really good team for 2 years and then you got to spend the next 2-3 years in the pits of your division.
But Matt, and we talked about this, the Giants with Eli operated under that. They were a 500 team, so they weren't the Pits. But let's look at.
But would you take the Giants over the last 30 years right now compared to the Packers?
You got 2 Super Bowl titles.
They
beat the greatest team of all time.
No, and that's really great. But then you've had what? Of the 2 titles, you've probably had half those seasons were playoffs,
Matt,
and the other half were like, you're a terrible franchise.
But I mean, you still have.
I'm not willing to take that.
Okay, but here's the thing. Look at the Bucs. Back to the Bucs. When you have, it doesn't work with Jordan Love. It's retroactively. When you have Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to be terrible because you know what the Saints weren't consistently year in and year out. Terrible.
No one's disagreeing with you that we should have gone harder for Aaron Rodgers.
Point. So, like, my point is,
we can't do that.
So the Packers don't believe in Jordan Love. They don't believe that they will not hit the floor if they have a guy like Jordan Love. Because if you believe your guy's elite, you know that your floor is high. The Cincinnati Bengals know that their floor is high because they have Joe Burrow.
I don't think anybody in Packer Nation thinks Jordan Love is elite, at least at this moment.
So if he gets too elite, they should then sell their soul to go get a title because you can only be so bad when you have a guy that good?
I mean,
that's my point. When you
in this situation, but like we don't have that situation.
Because when the Bucs had Giannis, they said, to the point, they're basically the Packers over the last few years, but they went and got the title and they sold their soul. But worst case scenario, they're a 45-win team because they have Giannis and they have these good players. You're right. They probably have
don't have a Giannis right now. We don't have an Aaron Rodgers.
But the Bucs do. And so my point is, the way the Bucs did it was equally as effective as how the Packers have done it. They got their title. They have been a respectable team.
Well, the Bucs, I do like the Bucs for the idea that they have gone all in, but like these next couple seasons for the Bucs probably aren't going to be very enjoyable.
Depends what they do with Giannis. That's how the NBA is different.
We know what they're going to do with Giannis.
But I mean, like if they trade him, they could ride it out and try to get one more year. They could do the Packer way. Hey, let's just fill the stadium one more time. That'd be a failure. The NBA and the NFL are a little different in building because you can't turn. But again, if the Packers had turned Aaron Rodgers into more, is this team better? If they had traded Aaron Rodgers a year early, like coming off of the first time he asked for a trade,
for sure.
So even then, if they had just been more aggressive and had more onions, the team could be in better position because they might have better players.
Like I said, Jim, I'm not disagreeing with any of this, especially these last 4 years have looked ugly for the Packers, and it's like you haven't done anything different. This worked for you in the 2010s, the aughts, and even the 90s, but it's not going to work anymore in today's NFL landscape.
What is that? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different.
Expecting a different result, yeah. Absolutely. I'm a nut.
Go to Ritz Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. You can do that over and over again, and you will have great results no matter how many times you go. Go see Lee, go see Kevin, and enjoy the Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl Happy Hour over at Ritz Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. This is a special edition of Jim, Matt, and Molly taking up the Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison.
The High Life Backyard Dive Bar Giveaway is brought to you by Miller High Life. Celebrate local dives at home with the champagne of beers. Miller High Life.
Champions aren't made overnight, and neither was Pizza Hut's Stuffed Crust Pizza. They're the OG, the GOAT, the one and only. Others may try to copy, but they're not like Pizza Hut. For a limited time, score big with a large 3-topping stuffed crust pizza for just $11.99. It's perfect for watching big games on the go. Hurry, you won't want to miss this championship deal before it's gone. Head to one of their locations or order online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
March is bonus time at Audi Madison. Save $3,000 on select 2025 Audi A3, A4, A5, or Q7 models. Save $4,000 on select 2025 A6, Q5, or Q8 models. Customer bonus applied towards the purchase or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until March 31st. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Outside In. That's what we call our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the cool stuff you want outside in your yard displayed inside. Patios, decks, pavers, and an automated pergola, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, a putting green, and in-ground pool. Even a converting 3-season room that's either outside or inside. We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. Your outdoor living potential awaits you at our Outside In showroom, 2018 South Stoughton Road. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
This town ain't big, this town ain't small. It's a little of both, they say.
Ryan's telling me like this one, like I don't know it. No, my parents grew up some country music fans in the 90s. Cheap Seats by Alabama. This one makes you feel like you're going to like a Mallards game. Nothing against the Mallards Cheap Sheets, but it's more of like the community baseball.
I used to love Timber Rattler games, right, Ryan?
Oh,
Fox Valley.
Still love Timber Rattler games. What are you talking about? I feel
Dollar
like
hot dog games or whatever it was.
That
Sitting
is-
on the grass, the general admission.
Dude, if you want to be proud of your social media team, Timber Rattlers.
Yeah,
that's what's
They're
up.
good?
What were they? The Utter Tuggers for a couple weeks.
Utter Tuggers
last season.
I'll tell you what, I'm proud of the good folks at J&K Security Solutions. For over 35 years, they have been Madison's trusted name in security. Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, they are your one-stop shop for all things security. They're also a big supporter of Brewers baseball here on ESPN Madison. We got a short window here. Let's throw some stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out.
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
And remember, you can be a winner by going to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Millions of dollars won every single weekend in Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. There's been talk about salary cap in Major League Baseball. It could be a pushing point for the owners in Major League Baseball. And Rob Manfred said it's not likely it's going to happen. Jeff Passan said it probably would kill baseball and you would have a big holdout for it. I'm not for the salary cap in any sport. Yes, last year is the poster child for needing it when you had the Yankees versus Dodgers. But the Rangers, Diamondbacks, Houston's not a high-revenue team. Atlanta's not a high-revenue team. Tampa's been in the World Series in 2020. Houston again. Washington Nationals. Like, the Dodgers and the Yankees are not always winning. They're not even always in the World Series. So you can do it with a modest, and the Brewers refuse to be modest sometimes, but with a modest budget, you can go win a World Series or at least compete in it. Tampa doing it in 2020. And then again, Atlanta's not. They're not the Yankees. They're not the Dodgers. They can't spend like that. So I'm anti-salary cap in Major League Baseball.
I like it as a Brewers fan. Like, it'd be great if there was a salary cap for the Brewers.
As long as there's a floor. Like, you have to spend at least
floor.
this much.
At least it gives them a chance.
Yeah.
They have a chance now. They just won't spend the extra $20 million.
They won't take it.
They have a great roster. Just
Who does that remind me of?
Yeah.
Goody.
But the Packers are they're all self-imposed. All right. Milwaukee Brewers baseball. That's fun to say. Coming up next, Brewers versus Yankees here on ESPN Madison.
Sounds of summer. We got to get some Chippewa Claw.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day will